Hello, dividend executives. Welcome back. It is Monday, so you already know we are trading options and we're reviewing our trades from last week. Well, it was a really nice week for Bitcoin. It was a really nice week for MSTX, and you guys probably could have guessed it, but all the puts we sold last week expired worthless, and we are at new all-time highs once again in this portfolio. So let's take a look at it, where we're at, what puts I put on the table this morning, and what plays I'm looking at making. So right now, $12,397 in the traditional IRA account, up 0.5% today. For the week, up 1.74. For the month, up 6.10. 3 months, 29.11 or $2,795. 1 year, 69.29% or $5,074. And all time since we moved this account over almost 2 years ago, we are up 93.20% or $5,980. We are knocking on the door of doubling our account. So what does that mean? Well, it means we got to keep making some plays. We might scale it back a little bit when it comes to risk as we come into the end of the month, because we are already smashing our goals, and I want to make sure that we continue to do so. So let's talk about it. Buying power $211. I want to talk about the plays we made this week from last week and what we're looking at. So back on January 10th, we did the MSTX short put rolls. We rolled the 42s or the 38s up to the 42s. We got a little bit more aggressive, and we received a $296 credit for that. Why did we do that? Well, we did that because we saw that Bitcoin was on a pullback. MSTX was on a major pullback. So I wanted to play into that weakness because I thought we had a short-term bounce coming. And boy, did we have a short-term bounce coming. So that was 296 there. We sold some MARA puts at the 15.5 for $39. We had another deposit like we do every single week of $35. The 15.5 MARA puts expired worthless. You can see here 19.91 at expiration, and the MSTX was at 61.91 at expiration. So absolutely blew past our strike, which is great. All expired worthless. So what did I do? Well, this morning I saw a dip on MSTX, and I said, I got to capitalize on this. 7:38, 8 minutes after the market opened, I sold 3 contracts at the $55 per contract. I received $164.88 after the fees, so $165 worth of credit. And we are rocking and rolling on those 3 puts. Now, I want to show you real quick here why I sold the puts. Look at this massive pullback. We had a huge gap. Let me just scroll back here. You can see in the yellow box that I've highlighted here. Let me just pull off the Fibonacci's real quick here. Boom. Then you can see it really clear. So we had a big gap that we filled from the 17th. And we came back and we filled that instantly. And so what I did is I sold into this pullback. I think I sold right around here-ish. And I sold the 3 puts because I knew that we were going to have at least a short intraday bounce. And you wouldn't believe it, but Bitcoin actually popped back up. It was at that 103 range, popped up to the $105,000 range. And now those puts are looking really good. So let's jump back into the account and let's look at the puts, right? So the puts I sold were up $51 on them as of right now. Again, I'm running these all the way till expiration. That's what we do. We're at $130 worth of contribution, but these are the MSTX puts I got in there. So the 41 strike, in order to go in the money on these, the stock, when I sold them, the stock had to pull back a significant amount, right? We're talking about, I don't know, probably 20 or 30% in order to get to that strike. I believe at the 40 strike, what I was looking at earlier this morning, we had to pull back about 28%. So right around there, as of right now, obviously a lot more because the stock is higher, but this is good. We're up 30% on the position already, and it's only been about 2 hours. And but the premiums are still good here, even at the 30 to 45. We should be good to go. The delta is sitting now at 0.05. I believe the delta when I sold it was more around the 0.08 mark, which is what I like. I like that 0.1 delta-ish. And the goal is to constantly just continue to move this balance up, right? I don't want to get assigned, but if I do get assigned, I think it's at an advantageous strike price. And the 41 is where we could really do some damage. So this is where I'm sitting on the play for this week. $165 in premium on the play, which is roughly a 1.3% return on my capital. If I can do 1% a week. That's obviously 4% a month. And I mean, that's 48% a year if you can do that. I don't know if that's going to be attainable, but we've showed in history it is attainable, right? We started this account back in February? So March of last year. We have until March to hit the actual 2-year mark on this portfolio, but we are achieving, 50% a year as of right now, or 45% a year. So it is possible, but I don't think it's possible to continue to do week over week over week. So we are just going to stay, we're going to stay invested. We're going to work on the stocks that we know best, and we're going to trade the deltas that we are comfortable with. So those are the 3 plays in this account for the week. The $211 with the buying power will just sit there. Another thing I want to talk about that's absolutely huge. This is week 7, episode 7 of the series, and you see something different. We hit $12,000. Massive check mark, massive move in the account. We started at 10 in this series. We moved to 11. We hit that. Now we hit 12. Now we're onward and upwards to the 13,000. You can see here we're about 82% of the way to our $13,000 goal. We have a lot of work to be done, but if we can keep getting this $100 a week, $200 a week, it's only a matter of a month or 2 before we can get to the $13,000 balance. So wanted to give you an update there. Let's jump into the spreadsheet because this is where the data is, right? This is all the plays we've made so far for the year. We've played MSTX, MARA, MSTX, MARA, and now MSTX again. We did not have enough capital to do MARA this week because we ended up doing 3 contracts of MSTX. That's one thing I love to show here, right? When we started the year, we only had enough capital to do two MSTX puts and then 2 MARA puts. Now we have enough capital to do 3 MSTX puts at the 41 strike, and we slowly but surely are bringing it up. What are the kind of returns we're getting every week? 1.4%, 0.5%, 3.9%. This is where I went really aggressive because I saw that MSTX was super oversold. And then Amara 1.3%, and then this week 1.3%. So what does that bring us for the month? Well, 632 so far this year, 577 from MSTX, 55 from Mara, and the premiums are coming in. So right now we're averaging 5.38% return on our money. You saw it in the portfolio. That's what we're getting. This data obviously is completely unpopulated because we're only in the first month. So no wheel profit, no wheeling in and out of stocks yet. We are still trying to get assigned via cash secure put, and we are at $632 with the premium. So what does this mean for us? Well, we still have 1 more week left, the 27th through the 31st, so we still have some puts we can manage next week, but these ones I'm going to run till expiration. But it's possible that we get a $750 month. When we look at the updates on the account, our goal for 2025 was to have $5,143 worth of income. That's a 3% base case that we outlined, and that would get us to a potential balance of $18,184 by the end of the year. So how are we doing in comparison to that? Well, we're 68% of the way there. We have about $5,809 left in order to hit that $18,000 mark that we have goal for the year. Our goal this month was $340. We've crushed it, and we've already surpassed it by $291. So absolutely killing it there. And then that $5,143 worth of annual income, we have $4,511 left. So we're about 12% of the way there when it comes to that goal. Let's look at the base case, right? This is where it's really cool to see how we're doing. So this is our 3% goal. When we started this back in December, our goal is to move our account from $10,000 to $50,000. We started the balance on December 1st at $10,913. And right now we're sitting around that $12,375, $12,300 mark. So we are destroying it. The base case, we wouldn't get to our balance until April of 2025, and we're already there, March of 2025, and we're already there. So we are way ahead. So when I'm way ahead, then I say, all right, maybe we need to rein it back. Maybe we need to bring the deltas down. Maybe we need to play safer assets, and that's something I may be looking at next week, right? When you start getting really ahead, then that means you're risk on. You're risking a little bit more than you probably should, or you're just absolutely executing trades and you're killing it. So we've been doing both. We're destroying the base case. You saw it here already. Last month, we beat our goal of $327, which is 3% of our balance. We beat it by $413. So we doubled it, right? We got $741 worth of income in December. And yeah, we doubled our goal from the base case, right? And then this month we started. This is just the will, right? If we would have, with our starting balance in December, if we would have hit the 3% base case, that leaves us $11,360. If we started that in January and we hit the 340, that leaves us at 11,841. So we are absolutely killing it there when it comes to what the base case is. Let's look at the actual numbers. This is where we're at. We started at 10,913 in December. We added $741 worth of options income, which beat by $413. It started the balance at 11,007. Oops. Let's go back here. There we go. 11,774 was what we started in January of 2025. We already are at $632 worth of options income, which makes us beat by 291 already, and we still have a week to go in January. So we're just absolutely killing it. This is where things get really crazy, right? Just those two beats alone, look at the difference by the end of the year. So December of 2025, this base case puts us at about, or I'm sorry, in January of 2026, the base case puts us at 18,184. Look at the base case now for us, 18,465. So just beating those 2 months so far has already moved the needle several $100s when it comes to what we could be at by the end of the year. And that is just continuing on the base case, right? Obviously, the goal, as we move the capital up, as we move the amount of money that's in the account up, we can make more plays, we can make more money, and we can return a higher dollar amount on our actual capital. So that is the update for this week. We are absolutely killing it so far this month. We love to see when we are beating a month by $291 and we still have a week to go. But risk management, risk management, risk management. If I get to that 80-90% by tomorrow, I'm definitely closing out. So that's where we're sitting in the account as of right now. We are just going to keep on keeping on as we move this account towards that $50,000 balance. It's going to take us several years. $18,000 is the goal for this year. So we have some time and we have some money to be made the rest of this year. Thank you, everybody. As always, hopefully you are enjoying the small account updates, how you can sell cash scare puts and covered calls, and you can return 50% a year. Yes, that you heard it. That's what we're doing. 50% a year is what we are averaging in this account since we've opened it up. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to drop a like. If you're not subscribing, subscribe to the small YouTuber. I appreciate it. As always, happy investing, and we'll catch you next video.